Welcome in, everyone. Whether you are here live with us or you watch on replay in the future, we appreciate all of that. My name is Dan C. Bearded. I host this show for the company called Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff, and this is episode 27 in a row of Doctor's Orders, where we tell you guys what is going on with this company. You get to know the owners, you get to know what's going on, and overall just have a fun place to hang out. This gentleman over here is Nick himself, the doctor. Nick, Tuesday, morning, afternoon, how you doing?
Man, morning, noon, and night on Tuesdays. I'm doing good, man. It's a good one. Pumped today. We're re-releasing a crowd favorite, which is amazing. Always love doing that. Bringing back something by popular demand is always fun. And yeah, man, just having a good day. Killing it.
Awesome.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. Today's been a great start, productive. Checked off a ton of things on my checklist. We got some stuff going with Dr. Nick's. Super excited about that. And we did talk about a release. We'll get to all those details in just a bit here, guys. We do have some giveaways as well, which is linked in the description and in the chat. 2 different giveaways, 2 winners, no purchase necessary, completely for free. And we'll get into all the details of those things. Nick, you got the website ready to rock and roll while I get the people launching here?
Oh, dude, yeah. It's actually just as of about 10 seconds ago. It is back in stock, ready to roll, and ready to ship. Been steeping for a couple of weeks now. Smelling great.
Love it. And we'll talk all about it, guys. Thank you, Jill. Green shirt. This is actually one of my shipment of the shirts that Dr. Nick's has. So
I was going to ask. I was going to ask if that was one of your blanks.
It is. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Sage green. Very nice.
Yep. So yes, guys, it is so nice and super excited to talk about all these things. Yeah, the hats are on fire. The clothes are on fire, man. It's so good. But to begin with, we want to get you guys going in the chat and start a little conversation before we talk about all the details. We would like to know, what are you listening to? What's been on your Spotify? What's been playing in your car? What maybe give us a band, an artist, something that, or maybe a new album or a new song. What has been rocking for you guys? Pun intended. I will begin. I have been playing the heck out of a rapper named NF. He is a really amazing rapper. He actually is from a very small town where my parents live, one of the smallest towns in Michigan, and he graduated from that high school. I hope to meet him one day. He's got a new song out and a new album coming, but if you guys are looking for some clean, family-friendly rap that's really deep, really relatable, NF has a song called Hope that's been out for a couple of weeks, and it's so dang good. So check him out. That's been my kind of main one that I've been rocking over and over again. Nick, what about you?
Dude, I've been listening to the new Cattle Decapitation single. Their album's not out yet, but it's close. The new single is called We Eat Our Young, which is really funny for a vegan death metal band. There's a duality in that song there. You know, there's lots of it. A lot of their stuff is about, like, you know, just I guess there's no other way to put it. You know, they're vegan guys, right? So they like to kind of sing about just how society is kind of gross, and about how we treat our food and world around us is pretty gross sometimes. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Like, it sounds brutal, but it's actually got like a pretty decent, you know, good message behind it. I like it. But their new one's just brutal. It's awesome.
Have you ever been eating like a steak while you listen to it?
You know, I don't really eat steak, but yes, I have been eating like a good chicken sandwich.
Okay.
You know, while listening to the Cattle Decap. And actually, I met the guys on a cruise called 70,000 Tons of Metal, where it's like this heavy metal cruise where it's basically like 120 concerts in 5 days on a boat with 4 stages.
Wow.
The shows start at 9 a.m. every day and then go until 4 a.m. It's ridiculous. And so I did photos for that for years. And I remember sitting there one time, like literally eating a cheeseburger next to the singer for Cattle Decapitation.
Oh,
you know, halfway through this conversation, I realized that I'm probably a little off-putting here as I'm sitting here like smacking my lips talking to you.
Oh, interesting. So do you stay away from red meat or just steak specifically?
I can't eat much red meat because I have an iron issue with my blood. And so I can't consume too much irons. And it's oddly enough, though, I feel like my body knew that long before I ever did, because steak's just never really been my thing. You know, it's
Wow.
like beef's just not quite. I'm like a chicken, pork, fish kind of guy. But
Okay. All right. See, I'm a steak
know.
guy. If I want some, it's steak. If I need to feel better, it's steak. Me and Sam are all about steak.
Oh, don't worry. I got you covered. When you're up here this summer, we're going to be doing some carne asada on the grill. I'm going to be cooking some carnitas. We're going to be getting some Hawaiian chicken going. Oh, man. Don't worry. My carne asada game's on point, though. I'll treat you right with that thin sliced flank steak.
All right. So let's see what some of our peeps are listening to.
Yeah, what do we got here? We got some White Zombie.
We got Macklemore's new
Punch.
Yeah, Macklemore's new album. Didn't know he had one. NF's new single, 5 Finger Death Punch. I do work out to them sometimes.
Jelly roll.
Yeah. Hey, and do you see Chris's picture on the screen?
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, he's got
you with all of our sneak peeks out there. I saw Garrett had a little sneak peek post too.
Wild Cherry. Okay, nice.
That funky music.
Okay, some little Coheed. Okay, Chiodos. So Chiodos, I believe, is from, at least one of the members, is from Davison, Michigan. Jill, let me know on that one. I'm almost positive. What's the lead singer? Do you know?
Chiodos. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Because I believe this is crazy, but I believe I've actually been in the studio with him. Let me see this. So I have a buddy who does music. Craig Owens, that's so crazy. Okay, get ready for this. Yeah, I am in the background of this song. This is crazy. Craig Owens, John Connor, and then one of my really good buddies, Josh Holloman. So they have a song together. That's so crazy. I'll have to play it sometime for you, Nick, because we can't play it on stream. But so John Connor's a rapper out of Flint. Craig Owens is out of Davison, Michigan, which is super close. And then Josh Holloman's I was in his wedding, all this stuff, and they're on this song together, and that's so crazy. Interesting.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have not thought about that band in a long time.
This is why this is good. We're going to learn about some new music. We're going to get some like new ideas. I'm going to go through and like look at this chat later and go build a playlist. It's going to be like my weekly live chat playlist. So I'm going to go listen to whatever you guys are listening to, get some variety in my life.
So interesting. Yeah, and so, yep, that's exactly who he is. So he said that he is from Flint. He is kind of from Flint. He's like me. Like, I'm not in the actual confines of Flint, but I'm right there, right? Flirting with it. Literally one exit. Pretty much the same for Craig. So super interesting. Man, that just brought me back to some earlier times. All right, Falling in Reverse. I'm not familiar with them. Yeah, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's wild. Jelly Roll and his wife, yeah, they are wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, G Squared, message me, man. I'll send you a link. I've been in the studio with him multiple times, and this is not exaggeration. I'm in the background of that song, which is so crazy because I can't sing. But yeah. So Logic, oh yeah, I love Logic.
Falling in Reverse, I just looked them up. They literally look like, and I'm sure their music is nothing like them, but it literally looks like an old Motley Crue photo. Like their lead singer could literally be like Nikki Sixx's kid.
Interesting.
I'm going to find out in a minute that it is like Nikki
Sixx's
kid.
Right. We'll go from, and there's a lot of random connections. I learned when I should have known this a long time ago, but I learned over the All-Star weekend, basketball legend Karl Malone, Utah Jazz, I believe leading rebounder of all time, like just an absolute beast. Well, I learned that weekend that when he was in college, he impregnated a 13-year-old girl. They had a child. He left, was not involved in this at all. Yeah, the mailman. And that child is now in the NFL. He's an NFL player. And it's like, wait, 13? Oh, my goodness gracious.
Genetics front. That's just, look at that, though, man. I mean, genetics.
Right.
I mean, everyone says it's not all genetics. It's not all genetics. It's not all genetics, but it's definitely a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a large part there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Female rapper from Buffalo. Nice. I'll have to check that one out, OG. Okay. Listen to Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Okay.
Oh, yep. Nice. They just played not too long ago in Boston. I had some friends that went to that show. It looked like a lot of fun.
There you go. Okay.
It was like one of those bands where, like, even though it wasn't necessarily my kind of music, I would have totally gone to that show because it just looked super high energy and fun. Looked good.
Interesting. Jay Dilla? I know some Jay Dilla.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay Dilla's from Michigan, if I'm thinking correctly. No. Oh yeah, he is. Yep. Absolutely. I was gonna say, I think he is from from Detroit. Yep. I was right. Love
Oh
that.
man. You know what's funny too is I don't know if anybody listens to Danny Brown, the
Yeah,
rapper, but
Detroit.
dude,
Yep.
you ever watch Danny's House, his show?
Oh, he's way better of a comedian than he is a rapper.
Dude, it's classic. So like what's funny about that is I listened to Danny Brown back in the day. Then I saw that show Danny Brown or Danny's House come out and I I didn't put two and two together at first. I don't know why I didn't, but I just didn't. And then like I went back and listened to Danny Brown again and all of a sudden I was like, "Wait a minute. Is that Danny Brown? Is that Danny's House?" And I was like I put it together finally and I was like, okay, it all makes sense now."
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is a wild dude and
Dude.
his laugh is so infectious.
It really
So
is.
good. Yeah, he
So
reminds me
good.
of Tyler the Creator. Tyler the
Yeah.
Creator, really wild, really out there. Almost every year gets the most played album. Like he beat DJ Khaled last year, which is crazy. And I liked him on TV before he was a rapper. He had his buddies like Taco and all these guys, and they were just making crazy videos and stuff. It's like if you have that creative bug, it can transfer to so many different areas.
Yeah, it's so crazy too. Like and some of these independent guys, like they really do get out there a lot. Like I was listening to Tom McDonald's. He put something on Instagram that was about how he's got the number 2 played not R&B pop song on Spotify right now. And like the next one's like represented by like, Sony Music or something, right?
Yeah, Taylor
and he's
Swift.
Like, do you have any idea what it takes to be number 2 pop when you're self-labeled on a self-distributed, self-labeled, unrepresented? He's like, that's like fighting a clad knight with a broadsword with a pair of chopsticks. He's like,
right.
But no, it was cool. So it spawned me on listening to some of him this week too.
Interesting. Well, cool, guys. Thank you for sharing these. It brought some like blasts from the past. It brought some inspiration for things to check out. That is awesome. Yeah, I will absolutely check all those things out. So what we have, you guys, is a re-release of a crowd favorite. Now, there are a couple of the new ones out there in existence from people trying them, from giveaways. I think we gave one away a couple weeks ago.
We did a sneak peek giveaway.
And we have it. So Evan has some feedback right here. He says, IPA is an ultimate banger. So good. Garrett says, IPA is truly amazing. I wore it 5 days in a row. I wanted to keep wearing it. And I believe that he commented on Instagram today saying it is the top of his favorites. It is number 1. And so, oh yeah. And so I'm going to show you guys the page here. It is linked up at the top. So it's available and ready for you guys to roll. And we're going to be doing some pretty cool giveaways that we'll talk about in just a second here. But let's go ahead and show this IPA oil here. And Nick, first off, normally the labels do not quite look like this. Do you want to give any reasoning why this label has a different color scheme?
Yeah. So this was actually the first beard oil that we ever made. It was at the same time as another one. So this and Stout were our 2 very first beard oils. And what we did with these is they were part of we actually branded it Beard Beer. And the reason for that was that we were modeling beard oil after the scents of various beer styles, not to make them smell like beer, right? The goal here was, at the time, I was doing lots of beer writing for AmericanCraftBeer.com. I was doing photos for all these beer events, which was amazing. And in doing that, right, you end up going to like these beer dinners, right? And what happens, I don't know if anyone's ever been to a beer dinner, but what it is usually a restaurant and a brewery hook up together, and the chef works with the brewmaster, and they come together and they build a fixed menu around a sampling of beers. So you'll have like a first, second, third, fourth, and dessert course, and each one has a little 50 milliliter whatever sample of beer with it that you drink. And the chef gets up and talks about the food. The brewmaster gets up and talks about the beer. So while you're eating and drinking, you get to kind of experience what went into it. Really cool. But in doing that, I started hearing all these brewmasters talk about their beers, right? And they'd get an IPA and they'd be like, oh, this is citrusy, it's piney, it's got this, it's got that in it, right? It's got these floral notes to it. And as I was listening to these people describe this stuff, as I was first formulating my first base recipe for a base, oil blend, carrier oil blend, I was like, man, those all sound like things that I would love to smell in a beard oil, like citrus and hops and floral notes. And then you get to the stouts and you got coffee and cocoa and chocolate and vanilla and like all these other scents that start coming out in these descriptions. So we took what you would describe as the nose of a beer, and we worked them into beard oils, and we branded it as Beard Beer. And this was our very first label that I ever designed. And actually, this was kind of the original Signature Series, is kind of the flip inverse coloring. So that was kind of the departure from our traditional coloring. Black labels with white text was kind of the original. But this again was literally the favorite. I mean, Jill, way back in the day, we were just friends. She worked at a bar, and she's like, I work at a bar. She's like, people at the bar probably would want to buy your beard oil. So she started bringing it to work, and we're selling this over the bar to people at the bar she worked at. And that's where we got like a huge following, is people at the bar seeing it on the wall and saying, what's that? She'd say, oh, it's beard oil. And be like, let me smell it. And next thing you know, she'd come over on Friday and she'd be like, I'm out. I need another 20, I need another 30, whatever it is. And so she was just, people were going crazy for it. And that's kind of how it all began, was with this oil.
That is awesome. So
yeah.
The profile here, you guys, as Nick said, is citrus, pine, and hops. It does not smell like beer. It does not smell like a glass of IPA. It's the essence of the notes that you would find in that IPA. So Nick, I got two-part question for you. First one is, when you smell this IPA, and I had this, guys, on the previous release. We'll talk about my current one in a bit here so you guys can understand and relate. But what does it smell like to you? If you had to describe it to somebody with no name attached to it, no scent description attached to it, with any of these, how would you describe it?
Well, okay. So if you've ever been inside of a brewery, one that brews hoppy beers, right? There is a certain smell that wet hops has to it. If you ever smelled hops on the vine, like on the plant, it's a humulus is the genome of hops, and it's a flower bud, essentially, right? It's got pollen, it's a bud, it's a plant. And so when you first smell this, the first thing I get right out of the bottle is wet hops, right? And then you get a little citrus, you get a little pine, you got some lavender that comes out with it. And what's really interesting is that Cascade Hops oil, if you were blindfolded and smelled it, you'd say, is that hops blended with like a lavender in there? What's in there? It has a natural bit of a floral scent to it, which we accentuate with a little addition of lavender. So right out of the gate, what I get first thing is the hops, like very, very first. And then right behind it, I'd almost say afterwards, you get some of that citrus and some of the lavender. And then when it's in your beard, you get some of the pine. So it really is a very layered scent. Like out of the bottle is one scent, in your hand is another scent, in your beard is a third scent, I would almost say. It develops as this warms up, as it gets diffused in the hair and your beard. And just like most people who have got back to us on this, so to answer your question, Nicholas, I don't know if you go by Nick or Nicholas. I only go by Nicholas when I'm in trouble with my mom or when my accountant is yelling at me. So I don't want to yell at you. I'll call you Nick until you tell me otherwise. So very different than number 7. 7 really for me is a citrus bomb, right? It comes right out of the gate, throwing right limes and left lemons. It's it's coming in hot. And with this stuff, I really do get the hops first. And the essential oil blend at a base level actually doesn't have too much in common with number 7. So although number 7 is citrus and pine, this is citrus, pine, and hops. We could do ourselves a favor probably and add in citrus, pine, hops, and floral is probably, and lavender maybe would be okay to throw on the end of that. But very much hops, lavender forward, then citrus, then pine.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, and for this, you guys, Garrett says, you talked about putting the number on the side of the bottle. Yes, that is in the plans. That is in the works for the next future round of labels.
It
so,
is.
yes,
We were going to do
Garrett.
it with this one too. And you know, what's interesting about the whole thing is my brain hurts when I do certain things to the side of the label. I'm even willing to do a stream where I show maybe 4 or 5 revisions of it, and we can literally take a vote. I'm cool with that. But you know, the challenge with it is, you know, the logo that's on the side. We were thinking, we got the logo on the front, we got the logo on the back. Do we really need it on the side? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. I almost think having this, you know, maybe just having the number right down here. If you did that and kept the logo though, then the logo can't be centered, right? Because it's you got to like scoot it up and make it smaller to make room for it down here.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a redesign. I'm kind of figuring out either scratch the logo on the side altogether, or keep it nice and clean with just a number and then down below it. So
I got an idea.
What's that?
You know, you could put the number in the middle, and then, you know, like your sleeves have the skull, have 2 above it in different angles, 2 below it in different angles.
It's so funny you say that. That's literally one of my revisions.
No way.
Yeah, it is. One of the ones I have has the number of the scent profile in the middle, and it's got 2 skulls above and 2 skulls below.
Wow. I think that's it.
I think it looks really good. I'll send you a screenshot later.
We were just saying before the stream how we're on the same page always.
We're literally inside of each other's heads, like way too much.
That's crazy.
It's getting pretty crazy.
Jill's killing it in the chat. Diablo asked, is the pine the same? And she said, no, not quite the same. And that it's not, it's pretty fairly light in the blend. It's not a heavy pine scent at all.
Yeah, it is. It is much, much lighter. And, you know, so to the people out there who love Yule Tree and the people out there who love IPA, stay tuned.
Yeah, that's another really good idea for Chris. What about the filigree with the number in the middle instead of like the skull?
Oh,
that could work too. I like that.
Oh, like do this logo sideways with the number instead of the skull inside the filigree.
That's a great idea.
See, this is why I say these things on stream, because
options are good.
You get good ideas flowing through here.
For sure. And we love that, man. We love the transparency. We love, as a viewer, we love to hear that. As a company, Dr. Nix loves to share that. And Nick was talking, I think this is D's time. Nick was talking about a concept earlier, and we love support, you guys. And this has to do with beer. This has to do with beards. We see, like, you see on here, like, Melissa and everything saying, where did this go? Jill is so darn cool. Hey, Melissa with a heart. Like, we love supporting people. There's actually companies in here. There's people that just have recently started a company that are commenting. We've had company owners that have stopped in all the time and truly believe in building each other up. And Nick, you had an interesting moment that you wanted to share. You had told me about when it had to do with beer this weekend with Jill and a friend and some conversations and looking at parallels between other industries. What did you want to share with that?
You know, it's really, it is. It's interesting. Like, as we're going through and we're talking about this re-release, obviously we're talking about it with friends. We were out this weekend for a friend's birthday. He might actually be watching. He's not super talkative, so he won't say much, but Chris, Chris is probably either on here or will be watching later. And, you know, we were all just sitting here kicking around ideas over the weekend. And something I threw out there when we were talking about breweries, you know, one of the things I love about breweries and in the craft beer world is how collaborative it is. And no, that's what it was. There was a collaboration between 2 breweries that happened recently, and they did it in a way that I'd never seen a brewery do it before. What they did is each one of them brewed a beer, but they collabed on both of them together. And what was even cooler is they were made to drink together. They were both these fruited sours, and one was lighter pineapple upside down cake, something or other, and one was like this cherry and Madagascar vanilla bean. And they were both great, and you were supposed to pour one and then layer the other one on top of it. And it was just, what a cool idea. Even the label art for the cans, where if you stacked the cans together, the spiral of color around one, when it transitioned from yellow to red, it was a consistent gradient between the 2 cans when they were stacked. And they had both their logos on both cans. One was Second Wind with Stellwagen. One was Stellwagen with Second Wind. You know what I mean? It was just really cool. And they were putting it in restaurants together and having people do these cool pours. My buddy's restaurant down in Plymouth, food court in Plymouth, John Ricardo, Sarah, if you haven't been down there, definitely do yourself a favor, go get brunch. But what I started talking about was, man, I can't wait until, oh, there you go, bearded weirdo, second wind, hell yeah, I can't wait until the beard industry, I want to be cautious with my words, but I will say the word matures to the point that the craft beer industry has, right? And what I mean by that is the craft beer industry built this really cool collaborative industry together, right? they build each other up. They bring each other to each other's events. They go to each other's launches, and they're just so supportive, right? There's enough people out there where you don't have to worry about another craft brewery popping up down the street from you, because they're still going to like you for what you do, and they're still going to like this new place for them doing something different. And what I love about that is that they try to bring each other up, right? They build each other up. Like, you don't see Dean from Treehouse at their brew pub down in the Cape sitting in the parking lot at Vitamin C, seeing someone walk out with a can of a 4-pack of a new IPA going, hey, you in there buying that IPA? Have you tried ours? Let me take those. I'll give you these for free. Why don't you come down and see us next time instead? That's not getting yourself a new customer. So, for anyone watching that hasn't adopted this mentality that I have yet, that I would love to see the rest of the beer industry obtain, there's no need for fake usernames and watching streams and going after people's customers and taking people's ideas. Pick up the phone, right? Collaborate, right? If you're that interested in what someone's doing, reach out and talk to them about it. There are ways that us in the beer world can collaborate together, and I can't wait for the day that we do it. And I guess that was my only point, is like, we're in a new industry, right? The first craft brewery was, God, 100 years ago. I mean, beer goes back forever, and they used to all be craft beers until there was big beer, right? Now it's gone back to, now there's big beer, and then there's micro and macro breweries and all these sorts of things, right? But regardless of how long those craft niche kind of industries have been around, they've been around a lot longer than the beer industry has. And I think it's a sign that everyone's still kind of trying to protect their audience, right? They're not realizing that there's enough desire out there, and people crave variety, right? Just because someone buys products from multiple companies doesn't mean they don't like you anymore. It means they're looking for something new, and they look for some variety, and people like to rotate through things. It's not a bad thing. What is a bad thing is, not just, doing your things right for your own business to get new business. But if your idea of doing something right for your business is just taking away business from somebody else for no benefit of you or the other person, right? That's just hurting our industry as a whole. So I just can't wait for the day where like the shields can come down, and the people who are building this industry can start building it together and not against each other, right? And it's just going to be it's going that way. You can tell it is, right? We are a craft industry. We're a small batch, made by hand, make it for your audience, know and connect to your customers type of industry. So there's no reason for those walls to be there. And I think they are starting to come down. There's a lot of other owners out there. There's people in this stream who have sent stuff they make as they're getting ready to launch a new company to me, so I can try it and give them feedback. And I've loved it, right? I've sent them stuff. There's been some contest winners who have said, hey, I'm actually in the process of making my own stuff. I'd love to send you some. And they've sent it, and I've tried it. I've worn it. I've given them feedback on the sense and the feel, etc. Right? And there is just nothing wrong with that, right? Let's help each other out. Let's build each other up. Like, let's make this industry into what it can really be. And I see such good parallels between the two. It was just such a funny conversation.
For sure. And G Squared had a great question. Have you heard of the yearly Ales for ALS campaign? A bunch of different breweries make their own beer with the same base ingredients called Bubba's Brew, and all proceeds go to ALS research.
Dude, yes, I have heard of that. One of my friends was involved in that a couple of years ago. He does a couple of these things where they brew, like they do, oh God, what was the other one they do? Well, they do like the Swansea Day beers, and they do all those, and a lot of those releases go to charities. But yeah, that one's a super cool. I mean, what a cool idea that would be, right? In the beard world, imagine coming up with something that was modeled and you tried to hit one scent profile or one thing, but you did it with your own base, carriers or something. And you had something that was branded across multiple companies and we all gave something to charity for doing it. I mean, how cool would that be?
Would be super cool. Super cool. All right. Beautiful story. Beautiful lesson there. Yes. And Beard North says, are you slightly jealous of Nick's beard? Hey, I appreciate all. Am I jealous? No. Do I love it and appreciate it? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Dude, I just like that mustache density you got going on there. Look at that thing. I mean, that's getting thick.
Oh yeah. I'm pushing the limits right now. That's a TikTok right there. Clip it. Is this a permanent scent or is this a limited release? Great question by Mike.
It's back. It's back for good. We can't take it away again. We felt it's just, we every time it goes out of stock, we get so many emails on it. There's no reason for it to stay gone. So we're gonna keep it around.
Kevin says, get a room. Love that. And then and Jill is just killing in the chat. Horror Movie asked about the differences of the hats. Jill pointed out one is essentially it was a fabric that it wasn't supposed to be, and they had them, so they wanted to be able to say them. So, yep. And Nicholas, that whole theme, I literally live by this and believe this, whether it's content creators, whether it's companies, anything at all involved in a community is all ships rise with high tide. And man, I genuinely believe that. That's why you see me promote people. That's why people that have the same affiliates that I do, I'm still sharing their content because I'm not worried about this sale going to them or that. If their channel gets bigger, it's going to bring in more people, which is going to find me. And it's the same for these beard companies. Any company should be ecstatic about a beard company doing well because that's going to introduce new people that could potentially find them. It's an amazing thing.
Like I refer people when someone asks us, hey, do you have stuff that has like a cologne scent to it or with something that lasts a little longer? I want something real strong for date night. And I'll say, I'll tell them what we have that's as close to that as we have. And then I have a list that I refer people to of other companies. I'm not an affiliate for them, obviously, or anything else, but I refer them. They're friends of Dan. They've just done, I watch their streams. They do cool stuff. They seem like decent guys and I like their product. And there's some of them are products that I've tried before I realized I couldn't use, stronger fragrance oils. But I refer business over to them. And I hope that if someone asks them, hey, do you have something lighter scented that isn't unscented, but something that's a little more natural? I want to use something that's essential oil based. And if they don't have something, I'd hope they'd send them over my way. But I mean, look at the net you're casting there, right? Maybe you're someone who likes something light during the day and something strong at night, like the guy I talked to. He's got Dr. Nick's and he's got Beard Octane in his cabinet. He's got two. Yep. And I mean, I love that. I mean, that's the perfect world where us as owners can feel comfortable doing that and feel good about doing it.
Yep. Before my Commands Corner last night, Nick texted me out of nowhere and said, hey, Royal Beardsmen, have they been around for a while? Their stuff looks great. Their butter looks phenomenal. And I'm like, oh yeah, gave him all the info. And then when we were chatting today, he was like, great stream last night. And so it's like, it's okay to compliment those things. It's okay to be happy for others. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and guess what? I wasn't sitting there in the stream last night, sitting there looking at people trying to message them and say, hey, don't buy this, don't buy this stuff, buy mine. Here, I'll send you a box of it. That's just, who needs to do that? No one needs to do that. We're better than that.
Oh, great question. And then we're going to move on with the giveaways and then some information here. So the demand for IPA was high enough to make it a regular. Moose says, did Yule Tree hit high enough demand to consider it for the main lineup, or is that something that's going to stay seasonal?
It definitely hit hard enough to be considered. And it's definitely coming, at very least, it's coming back every year. I can promise you that, so long as we can get the essential oils that make the blend. We will be bringing that back every year. What I can say also is that there's some things in the works that do use the blend that we created for Yule Tree could potentially be used in some other upcoming scent profiles soon. Whether or not it'll become a year-round one, I do not know. I'm not sure. A couple of the things that we use in Yule Tree are not super readily available in huge bulk. So we'd have to kind of work with our supplier to figure out if it's something that we're going to constantly be going out of stock on, or if it's things that we do need to just plan ahead for and do limited runs of still. So we're figuring that one out, but we have had that question before, so we've definitely considered it.
Yeah, I actually had a similar conversation with somebody who's in the chat right now as a viewer yesterday, and they're talking about ingredients and talking about why don't companies do this or that. And one of the things I said you have to keep in mind is scalability and having certain ingredients to be available on a consistent basis and at a price point that makes sense to be able to do that is stuff that most people never see or think about, and that would be an exact example of that. So exact example.
Moose, I was just telling a story about you to someone over the weekend when we were sitting around and someone was talking about hiking the AT, and I was telling your story about hiking the Continental Divide Trail. What was that thing called? The
Intercontinental. He goes from Canada to Mexico. He's
Canada
done it
to Mexico. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
I was telling your story about that and losing your toenails.
Yeah.
I remember watching on the stream a while back about that.
He's got a bunch of stories. His most recent one, he was riding his bike over this bridge, like on a trail, and it was at night, and there were two girls that were on the trail that didn't have any reflectors or lights on or anything. He avoided them at the last minute, but flipped over his bike, wrecked his bike, broke bones, got a terrible accident because these girls were walking right down the middle of a slippery, wet bridge. And so, yeah. And
dude.
Yep.
Wear your high vis.
Yeah. And it's the Pacific Crest and the Continental Divide Trail.
That's what it is. Yeah. I butchered the name, but I was telling the story of you joining a stream of Dan's while you were on the trail taking a break and talking about how many toenails you had left.
Yep. And he said he'll be back riding in 3 days. My man. Nice. That's awesome.
Oh, super cool.
All right. So yes, guys, IPA is officially launched. Citrus, pines. And would you agree that hops is the star of the show?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Cascade hops is the star of the show.
Awesome. And we do have 2 giveaways. If you guys will direct your attention down to the bottom, Nick will hold them up, and I will show you guys the scrolly to be official down here. The first giveaway, which we'll do in just a matter of about 2 or 3 minutes, is going to be a matching set of the 4-ounce beard wash and beard conditioner, plus a bottle of the newly released IPA, plus one thing that has never been seen before, that one of them just finished literally right before the stream, and that is going to be, Nick, take it away.
Jill decided to take some really cool can-shaped pint glasses and etch our logo right into the front of them. So we figure what better way to give your beard a beer than to maybe have one or other beverage of your choice. Doesn't need to be beer. You can do it. You can put anything in this glass. You can, believe it or not, these things are capable of holding water. They're also capable of holding Mountain Dew.
Ooh.
Whatever strikes your fancy. Maybe a nice, crisp, bubbly, sparkling seltzer, Dan's favorite.
Don't get that blasphemy out of here. I heard bubbly will break the glass, so don't do it, guys.
It will not.
Everyone's going wild in here. How sick. That's sweet. Wow. Holy moly.
So if everyone's a big fan and they like them, just tell Jill to get on it. Tell her to get busy. And if this needs to be more than just a prototype item that goes with giveaways, we can crank some more of these things out and get them up on the website.
Yeah. So Jill is asking, do we need more of these? There's a lot of people commenting. Moose just yelled at us and said, get it on the site. Oh, yeah. Nice. Jeff says the beard wash and conditioner rocks. Heck yes, it does. Hell yes, it does.
Guys. Well, so that's awesome. You guys will both giveaways today will be getting one of these. So that first one, boom, gonna ship with one of these with it. We're gonna pack the hell out of it too. So don't worry. You're gonna have to work to get this wrapping material off of this thing because we know how USPS can be. Speaking of USPS, hey Dan, where's your IPA?
We don't know, you guys. When you guys
know, why don't we know?
When you guys reach out to companies all the time and you're like, my tracking says this, my package isn't there. Hey, I'm not exempt from that either. Last we know is it was sitting in Detroit, and that's about an hour away. We don't know what it's been doing for the last 4 days.
No, it still says delivery today. It said delivery yesterday, and then it said delivery today, and then it says departed Detroit, and then it said arrived in Detroit, and now it's just sitting there since Friday. So we have no clue where it is. We sent this out. We send Dan stuff out this exact same way all the time, and he gets it in 48 hours. He gets it in 2 days. We send it out on a Thursday, or we send it out on a Wednesday. He gets it Friday. We send it out Friday. He gets it Tuesday. We sent this out like Wednesday last week, thinking he'd get it Friday. It got to Detroit on Friday, but after that, who knows? So we'll probably be reshipping it, but just goes to show we are not your postal service. We're not your mailman, and we do not work in the distribution centers. So unfortunately, we know as much as you do. And in this case, happened right in front of you to Dan. So does he have it in beard today? No, he does not.
Nope. Brad, you are live. I'm seeing you now. Your post was like a minute or so ago. So yeah, postal workers wanted my stuff. Yeah, they're definitely.
Yep. They got some really well taken care for beards. I can promise you that. Like if I see some dude in my post office all of a sudden rocking like an 18-incher walking out from behind the counters, I'm going to be like, you keep your hands off those packages. I'm going to stop putting stickers on them.
Yep. Nope, that's a fact there. And Melissa talked about washing and drying the clothes, and they're so soft. Yeah, I was the same way, Melissa. I explicitly reached out to Nick, and I was like, before I buy stuff, how do they wash? Are they going to shrink on me? Because they fit perfect without washing. How do they wash? And they've been great with the wash for me too. My t-shirt, I literally wore it to the gym today. It's like one of my absolute favorite gym t-shirts. I think it's cool to go work out and have amazing man stuff on the back and everything. Yeah. It's just kind of cool, and it washes so well. I think me and Nick are on the same page again. Like the third wash, it was like the greatest shirt I've ever had, like even better.
Yep. Oh yeah. When you first get this thing, wear it, go to the gym, wash it, do it 2 days in a row. And the third day, you're going to have the best shirt you ever worn.
Too funny. Jason lives pretty close to me and says, I wonder why I got an order from Dr. Nick's. Yeah, right. Too funny. And then the second giveaway, which will be right at the end of the show, you guys, is going to be for an IPA oil, a 4-ounce unscented butter, and one of those glasses as well. So 2 different combo sets here, 100% for free. Dr. Nick's just wanted to say thank you guys. They wanted to celebrate this highly anticipated launch, and it's only highly anticipated, and it's only existing because you guys demanded it and have asked week after week after week. Now you got to go actually follow through and be that support where instead of just saying, because this does happen. I've experienced it myself. We sold beanies, and it was like people were like, every time we launched hats, like, we need beanies. And then the beanies came out and nobody bought them. And it was like, where are all those wants? So hopefully you guys stick to it on the demand because it has been relentless in the streams. Relentless.
Oh, dude. And the emails too. I mean, it's like emails every week, but I have a list of people that I have to go email after the stream.
Yep.
Let them know that IPA is back in stock.
Yeah, Moose, true fit to size. Yes. I have an XL, which I love. Normally the shirts are a little bit baggy, actually a lot of bit baggy and boxy on me. These fit perfect. Not like a cut in fitted shirt, but
it's not going to fit you like an Under Armour.
Right. Yeah. It's not dry fit, but it's really nice.
Yeah, it's not going to be a Nike dry fit, but it's also not going to be your Gildan, box shirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna fit really well. What I like about it is the length too, man. I love the fact that I didn't need to size up to get the length that I want because I got a long torso. So it's, I'm not super tall, right? I'm only 5'10", but I do have a longer torso. I wear a 30-inch inseam on pants. So it's like being 5'10", I got like normal legs and a tall torso, I guess. I don't know. But I usually have to, I don't like the shirts where after I wash it, I reach up to grab something and all of a sudden it's like half my belly hanging out. So it's like, I don't want that.
You guys don't want to see his belly button piercing. It is a little disturbing.
Like no one wants that. No one wants to see that butterfly that I got back in the 90s.
It's all faded and stuff too. It's not.
It's got exactly 3 different names crossed out on it. No,
it literally has layers.
I do not have a butterfly.
You guys know how the hat has the filigree here is low and then this is puffed. That's what his tattoo is because it's been covered up so many times.
Yeah, it's all blown out. Yeah.
Yeah, hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go, you guys. Let's go ahead and do this first giveaway. We'll talk a little bit and then we'll end with the second giveaway. Most of you know the deal. There is a link in the chat. I want to see. No, Brennan, you don't.
No, you're killing me.
Visuals, yeah. Proud of them. Yep. You guys are awesome. So click that link, put your name, put your email address. You do need to be subscribed to the channel to be able to comment. And then if you see your name on the screen, just like always, I do. Just like always, you want to make sure you are able to comment to claim your victory. All right.
Oh man, this is good. It's getting good in here.
This can be one of those things that keeps getting referenced over and over and over again.
Don't worry, my last weird tattoo wasn't that weird. It was just a Lego Batman. You know, Jill had a minifig. Jill, a friend of ours, Brian, who worked in here from time to time before he moved out to Colorado. And we all wanted to get like, best friend tattoos. So we all got Lego minifigs.
Oh, that's cool.
Jill got Emmett. I got Batman.
Nice. That makes sense. Pat, I am getting the sleeve really once we book it. I think I don't know if Shade's in here right now, but my tattoo artist usually comes in, and we just got to get him here. We're going to schedule a hotel. He's coming here, and then is just going to be working, I believe, at the house and going through. It's going to be a long, probably couple of sessions, but hopefully soon. He's going to be doing the tattoo convention in Flint. So at the latest, I think the end of summer is when the sleeve will be getting done.
Nice.
So got it all planned out.
An adventure of sessions for sure.
Yeah, I like them though. I enjoy that pain, and it's gonna be fun. Sam, when I showed her the idea and the concept of it, she started crying. So it's a really, really cool thing. I'm excited. Yeah.
My last big sleeve that I got done on my leg, Jill was also crying when I showed her the idea, but not because it was sweet. It's just because it was hilarious. I challenged my tattoo artist that I wanted a chupa corn on the cabra. So I wanted half chupacabra, half corn on the cob, and I wanted it kind of half photorealistic as new school art. And turning, chupacabra goblin green skin into yellow corn on the cob with a big pat of butter on there was an interesting challenge. He had fun with that one.
Interesting. Yeah, that's that. When you tell your significant other about that one, that's a different kind of crying.
That is a different kind of crying. Yeah, it is. Very different.
I'm probably not going to stream it just in case I get like weak and sound like a little punk, and I don't want people to know that. I've never had any like super discomfort. I had my ribs done, and that was pretty bad, but nothing where I was like crying or anything. So, but yeah, and yeah, Beard, yeah, he's coming up here for me. I don't know if he does them in general, but he is coming up here, which is gonna be pretty cool, pretty dang cool. So, all right, how about we draw this giveaway? You ready, Nick?
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's do it. So Nick, go ahead and hold it up as I get ready to show what we are doing. This is the wash, conditioner, oil, and glass, you guys. Do we have, actually, I know they're in here because they just commented, our first winner is going to be, the suspense. I didn't have it ready here. The suspense is going to be Miss Ellie Orchard. Congratulations.
Awesome.
You have won. Miss Ellie Orchard. I always say that wrong. Miss Ellie, you have won. Congratulations. You don't have to do anything. Jill will reach out to you and get the information if they need it to be able to share. So
congrats, Ellie.
Congrats, Ellie. This is all yours. Awesome. Ellie's in here every week supporting the stream and hanging out. And I know she'll like the glass, and her husband, Mike, has an amazing beard. So if she doesn't use the products for herself, which actually I know Ellie does use beard products too on her hair and skin. So that is going to be perfect.
Pops in here. We got to hear from you, Ellie, when you smell this IPA. I want to hear what you think.
For sure. And then the last giveaway you guys will do in about 5 minutes from now. IPA. Is there anything else that you want the people to know about this? What about those hops? You don't have to share too much, but these hops are pretty special. This isn't just a fragrance oil. This isn't just something that you found online. The sourcing of these hops are pretty special.
Yeah, it is. There's some really cool stuff. And, I used to go into a little more detail about where some of this stuff comes from, but I can't really do that anymore. We have too many ears. And so what I will say about this one safely is that it is a CO2 extracted straight from the humulus plant, and they are wet hops. So this is a very important distinction. There is lots of hop oil out there, lots of hops fragrance oil out there. There is lots of hops essential oils out there. A couple things to know. Most of them are blends. Most of them are also based off of pelletized hops. So most of them are pelletized hops. They take it into, and they are macerated, and then they are expeller extracted either from dried hops flowers that are reconstituted or as dried pellets that you would use in brewing beer. They're typically very, very forward on the musty side of hops.
Right.
Yeah. And so what's now fast forward, these are extremely hard to get, this oil. And even the people who sell this oil, you have to be specific about what you're asking for. This hops oil gets wet hops brought into a CO2 extractor, similar to what they would do in the cannabis industry for getting extracts out of cannabis. This process actually exists because of that industry, oddly enough. And so they take wet hops that are still the wet hop buds, and they CO2 extract this oil out, and you can get individual strains of hops from this supplier, which is very, very cool. This happens to be Cascade hops, which is the most probably widely used hops used in IPAs, be it American IPA, New England IPAs, West Coast IPAs, American Pale Ales, other even not hoppy beers that still need hops in it because they don't want to be called a gruit. And that's what you are if you don't have hops. Is they, little known fact, yeah, beer without hops is called gruit. Really, really popular for a super long time. But yeah, this stuff it's fantastic. I mean, that's what you're going to get. You open this thing up, it's like opening a freeze-dried bag of wet hops. It's fantastic.
Awesome. And then your local buddy wants to know if he's out working, if he's interacting with customers, will they think he came from the bar? Will it smell like a beer?
Not at all. There is literally, Pat, there's nothing beer scented about this at all. If it didn't have the word beer on the label, you would never know it had anything to do with even the scent profile of a beer. Like, when you smell beer on someone's mustache or on them, you're smelling like the alcohol, you're smelling the malt, you're smelling, that completed fermented beverage, the yeast, everything, right? This has no yeast in it. There's no malt, there's no extract, there's no alcohol. All of those things that you smell, 98% of them do not exist in here. The one thing you will get is the nose you get off the top of a scent profile, right? So if you got the pine, the hops, the citrus, the lavenders, the floral notes, those kinds of things, that's what you're going to pick up.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to not make anyone question what you were doing on your lunch break.
And to add balance to that, you guys, I do not drink beer. I think beer smells disgusting. When I talk to someone and they have beer on their breath, I am not a fan of that whatsoever. Anybody can do whatever they want. I've always tried to be very inclusive. And when we talk about on my stream, what do you guys drink? And I welcome that. I encourage that in moderation, responsibly, no problems. I don't like that smell at all. It's been a while, right? It was last year's one, but I love the smell of this IPA. It's natural. It's light. It's a little bit earthy. It's a little bit sweet. It's a beautiful scented beard oil. And it's one that I will continue to have in rotation. It is right. So for me, number 7 and Yule Tree are right there. I literally don't know which one I would pick if I had to. It's so dang close. Like it was number 7 forever. And then Yule Tree took the lead. Now I have 7 in right now. IPA is right there, and I cannot wait to get my package and get it back in beard. So again, just to let you guys know, to have that, I am not Dan Lace Cosmos. No, I don't drink any alcohol. I don't drink any alcohol. Not in any like programs or anything. Didn't have a problem. I just decided it wasn't right for me and for my life. And so just again, to add balance, this is not a beer scented thing. You will never ever have me with a bourbon scented beard oil. You'll never have me with anything that's like that. This is natural and this is wonderful. Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
that's an easy question, Diablo. It is 1,000%. It's got to be Focal Banger from Alchemist. That's probably my favorite of all time. And right next to that though has got to be Substance from Bissell Brothers. Then probably Julius from Treehouse.
Okay,
probably right. Top 3 there.
Yep, there you go. And that's awesome. And Chris said right here, a couple of great comments. Guys, we're about to hit that last giveaway in 1 minute. Please hit that thumbs up. Yeah, we got over 70 people in here. Our biggest stream in channel history. Well, that's perfect time. He put his hands up.
Oh, snap. But about half of you have not hit the thumbs up. So if you could, just a gentle reminder there. And Chris says he loves scented, bourbon scented ones. That's where that personal preference genuinely comes in. When we say things like, hey, you can like it, things that I don't like, and we can be great. We can love that. That's awesome. Let's celebrate that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
And speaking about that, real quick, Chris, drop me a note with what your favorite bourbon scented beard oil is from what company, because I do get people asking me for that. I would love to be able to give them a good referral to a company that you like and trust.
Yeah. The distiller from Fable's a very bourbon one. Very bourbon.
I had never tried it, but the last time someone asked me for one, I sent them over to Fable.
Yep. Distiller's very good. There's, I think it's going away, but West Y has one called Front Porch Sippin' that smells just like bourbon. Again, it's straight up bourbon. So yeah, I don't drink that much. I don't drink at all, and so I don't like those ones, but I do know how to refer them when people ask. All right, final question before the giveaway. What is your favorite scent out of the Dr. Nick's lineup? What somebody could buy today, what is your very favorite scent?
Okay, so favorite scent currently, my bottle is almost empty, and we only came out finishing steeping it 2 weeks ago. So it's definitely IPA. It was my first. It's my favorite. It always will be. I'm sad when it's gone, and I love it. And I swear it's not because we're just re-releasing it today. I could bring my bottle in and show it to you. It's like down to there after 3 weeks. So proof is in the bottle on that one. Favorite one that's not in rotation right now is the vitamin C collaboration that we did. Which was the peanut butter, chocolate, and vanilla. I mean, that was man, that was good stuff.
Awesome.
Yes,
And
those are my two favorites.
And everyone else keep chiming in. We got 21, Yule Tree, 7, the stout beer. Okay, and stay tuned on that for the future.
Right with you, bro.
Ruben, super interesting. And yeah, that's the other thing is we can have the same scent, the same exact product, and smell different things in it, which is really cool. That's just how we work as humans. Number seven. My people are here.
I think number 7's a hit.
Yeah, 9, 7, Yule Tree. I love when my recommendation becomes a popular one. That I'll be transparent. That feels good.
Well, you had number 7 in judging a competition this weekend, didn't you?
Yes, yep. I had it in on Saturday when I judged the beer competition. I even posted about it. Yep,
that's amazing.
No doubt. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do this last giveaway. If you have not entered, please click the link in the chat and enter. If you have already entered, you're all set. All you need to do is stay tuned to see if your name is on the screen. And again, guys, this one, as Nick is is holding up, is a butter and oil in this one of 2 exclusive glasses that they have there.
We will not ship it like this, I promise.
Mike, reach out to customer service, Dr. Nick's at customer service at drnicks.com. But Nick has given the official, you are out. We had and you know, it's funny because we made a little more based on some last bit of the essential oils we had. And then we made 3 extras and we only had 2 labels. The labels are even gone at this point. Wow.
It is gone.
And Garrett brings up a great point. He does have this IPA oil early. He got it before me. Garrett, Nick had to rub that in last night and tell me about how you had it before me, but I will get over it.
Get it about the same time, based on.
And Garrett says, if you guys like number 7, then you will love the IPA. You will love the IPA.
Garrett, I should have said that. Yeah, I mean that's literally like if you like number 7, there is 0 chance you won't like this IPA. Like literally 0 chance.
Yep, there you go. All right. We have our next potential winner, and thank you, Ben. He said he's enjoying his last win, so he didn't even enter this one. Super cool of him. Yeah, very admirable.
Dude.
All right. I believe this human is here because they've been making us laugh all night. Let's see if it is here. Mr. Brennan S. Mr. Brennan, shoot. Are you in the building? Brennan.
Oh, heck yeah.
Drop a comment. And with your giveaway, Nick will include a picture of his belly button and the butterfly stamp on his back.
Cannot confirm.
Will not deny or confirm, though.
That will not happen.
Yeah, Brennan, congratulations, man. Jill will reach out to you if she needs
Congrats,
anything.
man.
If not, she'll get you all covered and taken care of. Jill is always on it. I can see her looking at the document right now. That is how quick she is.
Yeah, just standard issue, blood sample, urine sample, 5-panel drug test. I mean, it's normal stuff. We're all good on toenail clippings now, so we're all set. Thanks, guys.
For sure. We will also need your dark web footprint to see how you're roaming on those side of things. But we'll check that one out. We'll make sure you're good over there.
Yep.
So awesome, guys. Hey, IPA is out. It is live. It is ready. Citrus, pine, and the star of the show. Hops, crowd favorite. You will love it as long as you like those kind of scents. If you like number 7, if you like those earthy, sweet, natural ones, it's for you. You already know the blend is going to make your beard feel great and look great. Nick, take them away, my man. This is overtime. This is dark session now.
Oh, dude, we're going into OT right now. This is good. Oh man, well, dude, thank you guys. Thanks for breaking.
I do have one more once you finish. I do have one more.
What?
So, guys, next week we have a live stream. Yeah, I forgot about this. Next week's live stream, you guys, is going to be titled Personal Interesting Facts. Please come to the stream next week with facts about yourself. Do you have a famous family member? Did you accomplish something that was amazing? Do you have something random like you have 2 pinky toes on your left foot? We want to learn about random, interesting facts about you guys, and we are going to bring them ourselves. And that's going to be the whole show. We're not going to talk products. We're not going to talk business. We're not going to do any of the behind-the-scenes stuff. We want to know just random, personal, interesting things. Was your uncle in Guantanamo Bay for atrocious crimes? We want to know about it. Are you related to Karl Malone? We want to know about it. So that's going to be next week, you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be a really good one. And I'm going to get some facts from Jill as well. I don't know if she'll be gracing us with her presence here in studio or not, but we'll welcome. At least have some interesting Jill facts as well. And Nick, no, it's non-existent. It's not color. It's not black and white. Nope. There's going to be memes about me on the internet later today with my tramp stamp butterfly tattoo now.
That's so true. So true. And I may or may not have made them.
You've already made one on your phone as we're sitting here doing the stream.
Yep. I'm really good at multitasking.
I won't keep you guys any longer. This has been too much fun today. I don't even want to say bye. So congrats to everybody who won. Looking forward to getting IPA into everybody's hands here. And apparently we're going to have a busy weekend with Jill cranking out some more of these glasses because it seems like that needs to be a thing. There she is. I'll be working on glassware all weekend. So expect that coming soon. Maybe we'll drop those next week and let you guys know they're up on the site. So
heck yeah.
Again, thank you for everything. You guys are awesome. This has been a blast, and we'll see you guys next week. And I'll come armed with some interesting facts.
There we go. Write them down, guys. Interesting facts.